welcome to Mass Effect 2. So, moving on to the sequel. Oh no, it's this. I hate this. Because the game's going lock up for a few seconds while it basically loads the server's network. Then it's gonna realize it doesn't need to load the server's network. But still we have to wait a few minutes for it to load. See? There it is. Hi service network. We're not connected to you. But it's annoying because I have to basically download a file to bypass that thing because the thing pops up and it's like, oh, you want to do stuff with your DLC? You don't have access to them. Like, go away. Anyway. Okay, so I actually looked at the graphics and there's like no options for the graphical settings. There's just options for like stuff like this on the configuration. There's some motion blur which isn't even listed on this, which I turned off. But there wasn't any options for the actual quality, which is weird, because you'd think quality would be an option. But no, apparently Bioware didn't think about game graphical quality, so you're just default to whatever quality is in this. I know, weird. Sound I think I got right. Alright, this one I can't set to 75 for some weird reason. There isn't no meta scaler, which is stupid. The key bindings I hope I got right. Because by the way, your use key is now spacebar. Your cover key, spacebar. Your sprint key, spacebar. So you no longer use E for using things. Gotta get used to that. Because going from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 is... it takes a bit of getting really used to. Because we now have a melee button. We no longer have a grenade button. Because grenades now are heavy weapon. E and Q are now order your move attack for your pinchman. It's no longer arrow keys. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Jump is left shift? Question mark? Jump is left shift. That's a bit weird, but okay. Gameplay. Subtypes, yes. Auto level off. Normal's fine. Squad power uses autosave, yes. Why would you turn autosave off? Oh, maybe I don't want the game to save automatically. Yeah, but that risk crashes and bullshit because you could end up stuck on top of a map again. Okay, anyway. So, a few things before we get started. Firstly, here's where we run it into our retcons. And some of the stupid story writing that I dislike. But we'll bear with it just because. Because remember everything at the end of Mass Effect 1? Yeah. You should forget everything that just happened at the end of Mass Effect 1. Also, we are going to begin a new game. We're going... okay. Secondly, I forget if it's Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3 that has the... where if you import your character, it skips the comic. The Mass Effect Genesis comic thing. I forget if it's Mass Effect 2 or 3. Because we want to do the comic thing. But then we also want to import our character. So we're going to see how well this works. So if I choose this, do I get the comic? If we don't, we will we'll end the fail, go back, reload, do the comic, then import. But we'll see. But yeah, that looks like our character. Level 50, save 0. Import character. So do I get my comic? Please tell me I get my comic. I think it's the Mass Effect 3 one that's like, oh, you imported your character, you don't need a comic. I want the comic. I like it. It's an interesting thing. No? Where's my comic? But... okay, our name's fine. Our rank is... fine. It's not like we can really change that. Military specialization. Soldier. We are renegade. Definitely renegade. By the way, Red survived the mission on Firmire. Caden was killed on Firmire. The Council was locked in the attack with the citadel. Basically major stuff that happened. You think it would keep record of our, you know, Torfin and all that, but it doesn't seem to really give a damn. It's still sort of in the history and may come up at times, but they don't really give a damn. But anyway, are we not getting my comics? Oh shit.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him.
But
he's a hero, a bloody icon.
To be in charge of
but he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Isn't humanity supposed to be in
Then
charge
see
of
to
everything?
it that we don't lose him.
1 month after the devastating Geth attack on the Citadel, managed to seize political control of the galaxy. Now the human-led council is forced to respond to our own death. The Reapers and Norse machines say eradicate all advanced civilizations every 50,000 years have returned. To crowd the rooms, the council has sent commander. So yeah, it sounds almost right. Sounds almost a human-led council, but it's not really. Both were just doing cover-up stuff.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active.
Let's go hunt Geth.
Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel.
Don't make a whole
Looks
big
like a
deal.
cruiser.
Oh,
Doesn't
you
match
know,
any known signatures.
not going into the Terminus system. It might start a war. Why would
Cruiser
we
is
do
changing
this?
course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Press Seriously! Ugh.
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Shepard!
So, not Liara.
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
I'm not doing this just so they can find our frozen corpses. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't abandon ship. I'm not leaving either.
Obviously they are.
Get to the damn shuttle.
Usually they are.
I'll haul Joker's crippled ass out of here.
Commander.
Get the hell out of here.
Everybody in. Go! Go! Go!
Yeah. How better
Mayday! Mayday! This is SSG Normandy!
We're going to die.
We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy. Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
Oh, this part is a bit cool. Space. Gosh, what happened to my good armor? You know, the wheel camouflage thing? Don't know, we got where for our camouflage armor. Anyway.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's dead. Just like us, if we don't get the hell out of here.
No, we just have to... Oh, no. They're coming around for another attack. Ah! Watch the arm! Shepard!
Unfortunate. And then we died. Well, that was a short game. Oh, and better yet, and then we burnt up in the atmosphere. Yep, that was a short game. But yeah, Mass Effect 2. Now then, do I get the comic? There's the comic. Yeah, I think the sequel just skips it.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission?
But import.
Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof. Which meant I needed proof.
Yeah, no one questions Saren.
Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest-looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tali. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species, Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. and a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected,
Shepard,
but not at all unpleasant.
getting a bit off track.
Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
So I chose neither then.
I decided discretion was the better part of valor, and kept my focus on our goal, finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information, I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
So I made a Paragon choice.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Kaidan with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Kaidan was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. I'd never tell anyone, but I had my doubts. Leaving Kaidan behind had hardened my resolve, but revealed a soft spot in my defenses. How many more friends and allies would I be willing to sacrifice in order to stop Saren? We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all.
Spacecraft fish.
We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him.
Shot himself, thinking he was free.
As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy.
So I sacrificed
the Council could be replaced. The fleets were needed here and now if we were going to defeat Sovereign.
Right.
Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell.
Well, it's more
but
like
the costs
took out
were immense.
Saren and they shut down, and then they blew up.
While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first Councilor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, a lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Oh, and now it's like, oh, by the way, which one did you choose? Oh, I chose Anderson, didn't I? But still, remember? Humanity was going to take over the galaxy? A human-led council? So completely in control of everything? But then it gets retconned, and he's just...
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
So, it completely skipped Pharaohs. You know, the thing with the Thorian and us murdering an entire colony. Really completely forgot about that.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
So there's Deus Ex Revolution. No wait, Mankind Divided, right? And then we have a loading screen for some reason, because we could go with that face. Problem is, if I use custom appearance, I have to re-customize. Besides, I like my face. I just need to do a few changes to it. Just a few. Also, we could change our class now. So, let's go over things though. So the soldier. And the arbiter software occurs in the process allowing the focus on targets quickly for accuracy. So, we get adrenaline rush, which is pretty great. Concussive shot, which is, it's a thing. And I know in Mass Effect 3 it's a bit overpowered because it just basically fired and you don't really have to aim, it just goes towards the target if it's in the general area. We're also getting animal training, Incendiary Cairo Disruptor. It's fun. Also weaponry. We have access to assault rifle, shotgun, sniper, and heavy pistol. So we have practically all of the weapons except for submachine guns. Infiltrators are basically a mixture of combat and engineering. They have sniper rifle, heavy pistol, submachine gun. They have tactical cloak, so they can turn invincible, they can incinerate things, they can hack AIs. Which isn't bad. Then there's Vanguards. Vanguards are outfitted with L5N implants, which makes Cadence implant look like a joke. Enabling their raw buyout charge that strikes the opponent with incredible force, or bringing the Vanguard in close for short-range combat. So basically, you can buyout charge things, pull things, shockwave things. Later, maybe you can use over buyout powers. You also get a shotgun, which isn't terrible. Sentinels are equipped with the most expensive armor system to keep themselves safe, although the systems stun all enemies from a short distance. So you have tech armor, throw, warp, overload, chiroblast. So basically you have a mix of biotic powers and tech powers. Attempts are infected with L5X implants that can spawn a micro-singularity. They get singularity. Singularity is always fun. Warp, throw, pull, shockwave. All the fun biotic powers. Engineers can spawn combat drones. Combat drones are fun. But here's the thing. I am pretty much always soldier. Just because. Because you can't go wrong with that. Because I play this like a third-person shooter. Not so much like an RPG. Your achievements give you access to one of the following bonus powers. Here's the thing, flashbang would just stun things. I want Inferno Grenade. The problem is I probably ain't gonna really use Inferno Grenade, honestly, but thanks. We're Ruthless, we're Soldier, we're Spacer, we're Torfin, and yeah. We also need to make a few more changes, but we have to wait until we're in the game before I can access Gibbed.
Something's wrong. He's reacting to outside stimuli. showing an awareness of his surroundings. My God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Hey, look, we're alive.
Damn it, Wilson, he's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry!
That hive renegade.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
I'm trying to.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from... Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Get behind cover now.
I'm all the way over now. Oh, so sad.
Keep your head down, Shepard.
Oh, so point. Yeah, see? We were level 50. Now we're level 3. Oh, so a renegade score? Wow, that's embarrassing. Like, we had like all the renegade in the last thing. We're just down to that. That's just silly. Don't remember Inferno Grenade. I don't really remember Inferno Grenade. I know what I definitely need is that. Definitely needs some ammo. Okay, and now we save over ourselves. So that we go to
yourself from the blast.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Gibbed ourselves. Yay. Because here's the thing. Yeah, we started for 5,000 of those. And not a bad chunk of money. But I believe once the DLC stuff kicks in, and you get to our ship and all that, that sort of becomes a lot higher. So I'm not too worried about that yet. However, we need to change a few things. So we'll be back. Hope y'all enjoyed. Wait, no, we're not going in completely. We're to do this. We'll do this mission once we get back. Then, so yeah, be right back. And we're finally back. Only took quite a while to go over everything. So I made a few changes, like made so we technically punched the reporter that is on the list now. There's a few things we changed slightly. But most of it's legit with what we did in Mass Effect 1. A few things changed. We didn't retcon the whole Thorian Ferris thing. I did add some renegade things. It's weird, it's like, did you do this? But then there's a renegade option. Like, are they the same thing? So now I technically probably have too many things active. So I'm not sure how that's gonna play out, but oh well. Also, the Gibbed save editor for Mass Effect 2 is a bit more complicated than the one for Mass Effect 3. Because there's no color. It's like there's no color appearance thing. Not implemented yet. So I had to go by RGB colors and try to add things manually to the raw file. And we came out with... It's not terrible. I mean, in my opinion, I could make the eyes a bit more pink, but they're pretty good as is. And this could have been a bit more gray, but I like it. I mean, the first time I did this, his eyes were like glowing red. Only problem with the thing about our eyes isn't going to matter. Because once we go Renegade up, they're just going to be covered up by the Renegade things anyway, so shrug. But I do like the change in the facial hair. And technically our other hair, because we're not actually completely bald. But yeah, I like those changes. The eyes could be a bit better, but oh well. That's why I wanted to do it in Mass Effect 1, but the Mass Effect 1's like, nope. You have to use
It's
the
a
default
medbay.
stuff.
We'll get you a clip from... Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Keep your head down, Shepard.
Dude.
Shield yourself from the blast. Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Hey look, a thermal clip. Tutorials.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off. Look out!
That's not cover.
Keep moving, we need to get to the
I
shops.
hit the head. Oh well. Sally. It's not as fluid as Mass Effect 3. We can't just dodge roll everywhere. Yeah, Shepard got a lot more mobile in 3. Vaulting, rolling. Can't do any of that. Can't even use our Omni Blade. All we do is pistol whip people. Shrug. Anyway. Can use... I keep pressing E.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your... Don't take any chances. Stay in cover while you take out those mechs.
Also, can I just mention my... This here's tail. By the way, Unity now revives any wounded bomb squad members. But that also heals your team too. Of course, requires Metagel. Unity didn't use to require Metagel. Unity was just you revive people, and you had your first aid skill. Okay, so time to set up our skills. Burner grenade. I'm not sure I'm going to actually use such, but you know, it exists though. Okay, so since we're finding... No.
System not designed for specialized ammunition.
No.
Please reconsider your aggressive attitude. Critical system damage. Hostile forces have engaged.
Okay, can I hit my head?
Nice work, Shepard.
Yeah, headshots are actually a thing in this one compared to the last one, when they weren't. Also, we don't have an inventory system, so we can't really see what we are equipped with, which is a bit unfortunate. Now we're assuming we're craft for some crappy low level pistol. Right, kill one.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
Okay. I keep pressing E. I'll keep doing
More reinforcements heading.
By the way,
Here come the
grenade
mechs.
launcher.
Use the grenade launcher to take them out.
Ready.
Take the elevator down one floor.
Only the elevator's on a loading screen.
Hurry! Get to the door! Run!
Run.
You're doing great, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
Oh no. Whatever shall we do? Wow, so we'll go inside here on the floor. How high?
Allied force cancelled. Hostile forces have engaged.
was I hearing it from over there?
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity.
Also, we don't
In an
have
effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic
Host
reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Wait, no, we do. It's H now. Okay, right. I was like, yeah, it wasn't Q, but Q's now our direct companions that way. Because yeah, we divided our companions into numerous funds, like you have one for person A, one for person B, compared to just both, and yeah. Also,
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical, over 4 billion credits so far, but nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all this money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
Yeah, so we gotta get used to the fact that we have to boot that. Also, welcome to the bane of our existence. Better learn it now, rather than later. But yeah, bypassing it's a thing. Because now we have to play mini games instead of, you know, move the thing to the center. The one I sort of prefer these ones over the one in Mass Effect 1. But then there's 3, which is like, screw minigames. We don't have time for that shit. Just strap some on and chill on it.
Shepard!
Hi. Wish I could. Hi.
Log update. I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old Ice Queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite.
Maybe it's a bit too white, but
she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
So I try to make her skin a bit more pale, or gray. Just a bit gray. Make it work.
You're up. Have a nice trip. Shepard, what the hell?
Critical system
On
damage.
charge.
Power.
You're done.
Allied force casualty. Hostile forces have engaged.
What are you doing here? I thought you were still a work in progress.
Are you with Miranda?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Ever since I woke up, someone's been telling me where to go and what to do. I need answers.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
This doesn't look like an Alliance facility.
It isn't. I can't say much more than that for now. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
He's basically a fan.
Combat systems engaged.
Yeah!
So remember, you can use the pool power.
Have a nice trip!
That miss.
Just give... That's it.
That's
Collision proximity warning.
They're falling back. Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
Oh, jeez.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me? How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean? Cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it? What they're after?
Damned if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting. At us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell?
Okay,
Never mind. You need to get him out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
I think I remember a Wilson checking on me one time when I woke up.
That's him. He's the chief medical tech. Answers directly to Miranda. Come on. The service tunnels are this way.
There are a few sus things I've noticed looking over this intro stuff. So Wilson is a bit sus, because right there where he said, wait, Shepard's alive? That would imply he would assume he's dead, but yet they spent all this time bringing me back alive, so of course he would assume that I'm also alive. The whole purpose is for me to be alive. That's what they spent all that money on. So it does look a bit sus when he would assume I'm dead.
Gear up!
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can.
Careful.
Wilson, find us another route out of here. Preferably one that doesn't lead straight into an enemy squad.
Just keep moving. Oh, God. They found me. Help!
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
Up those stairs, Shepard.
Oh, God. I'm hit! They shot me!
Physical reconstruction of subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and neurological functions. Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who he was before the explosion. The same mind, the same morals, the same personality. If we alter his identity in any way, if he's somehow not the man he used to be, the Lazarus Project will have failed.
Different. I'm a bit more gray and a lot more. Cybernetic.
Shepard, down here!
So, Max, then. You were shot by Max, right? That's also a bit sus.
Bastards got me in the leg!
We need to get off this station.
I'm not going anywhere till someone fixes my leg.
Should be some Metagel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
So remember,
grab the Metagel from the first aid station on the wall.
Totally. It's supposed to be pinned down. Oh, it's a boob. By the way, boob.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now. I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe, then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Oh, we're dropping our... so you're thinking she vented over there?
Haven't known her long enough to trust her.
This project was Miranda's baby. She'd never sabotage it.
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor. But that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few. We can overload the canisters to clear a path to the shuttles. That's it. Let's get out of here.
Okay, we took him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if he's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project. The program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Never heard of them.
You told me you were with the Alliance. I don't like being played for a sucker.
I didn't lie to you, Commander. I was with the Alliance, before I joined Cerberus. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too, but right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what.
On him after he says that.
Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive man? Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah. That's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I'm not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss, but after we've saved our butts. We're almost at...
I like how those ones are the freaking positive actions. Yeah, the Paragon ones are the ones that, oh, we're not working on terrorists. I guess it makes a bit of sense, but anyway. Oh, gotta learn how to hack these things, too. Oh, okay then. Scheist. White text on top, white text on top, white text on top. Blue text on top, blue text on top, blue text on top. There we go. Why couldn't we get the Star Wars along?
They've seen us.
Subdue and suppress. That is failure. Backup systems engaged.
There we go. Oh, he's using a program. Why are you using a program?
Requesting assistance.
Seriously. Also, I don't remember telling you to use inferno ammo anyway. Oh no, isn't still just incendiary ammo, it's inferno ammo until like a certain level.
Contact event.
This is the power response,
Hostile forces have engaged.
Don't do this, but...
Right!
That's failure.
Okay, so what we had is over here. There's dead pepper as well.
Test subject has been recovered, but the damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected burns and internal injuries from the explosion, subject has suffered significant cellular breakdown due to long-term exposure to vacuum and sub-zero temperatures.
Being in space.
Despite the extent of the physical trauma, Wilson assures
Also,
the subject is
I still don't understand how we didn't burn up in that. Okay, it would help if loot tests was there before we run out of time here. No. We're gonna be doing that a lot.
Staying close.
And I was getting a bit caught through time anyway. Noises. I cannot just do that. Boop, boop, boop. And now then, time for this.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
You should have taken him alive. See what he knew.
Too risky. I've put too much time and effort bringing you back to life to let you get killed now.
You really think Wilson's capable of that?
Not anymore.
So here's the thing. A lot of what Wilson tells is sus, but yet then there's gonna be a sus on Miranda.
I had a feeling Wilson was just looking for a chance to shoot me in the back.
Good instincts. Some people are far too trusting to ever see that coming. Come on, let's grab this shuttle and get out of here. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get him to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life? Wilson figured out I was helping you when he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
Yeah, the whole thing about him having the ability to access the mechs did put a lot more suspicion on him. But one thing that does bother me is we haven't gotten to what she says yet, though.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
We can't leave without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
I'm not sure I trust you.
This is the only shuttle off the station. You want to stay and rot with the mechs? Be my guest.
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right. I put 2 years of my life into this project. Into you.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Maybe you should ask the elusive man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on.
But yeah.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
Did you say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
2 years and 12 days. And you were on an operating table for most of it.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done.
Let's not crash.
Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a spacer kid, raised mostly on one ship or another. You enlisted and led troops during some heavy fighting, most notably on Torfin. Do you remember taking on some Batarian slavers?
Those bastards were dug in deep in a fortified bunker. I sent a lot of good soldiers to their deaths. That's how it had to be.
You got the job done. That's all that matters. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Lieutenant Caden Alenko was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave him behind?
Being in command means that sometimes you give orders knowing that your people are gonna die. That can't affect your decisions. Caden gave his life for the rest of the team. Without him, I couldn't have stopped Saren. He died a hero.
I understand, Commander. And I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Right there, also it almost makes it seem like, well, Wilson probably was behind it. Miranda could have done that, just to put
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Just so Miranda could have staged that whole thing. Just to put us into a field test to test our combat abilities. But that puts sus on her then. Well, there was probably more evidence against Wilson with the whole, well, why do you have access to the mechs? Why did you assume we were dead? Why were there no mats around when you got shot in the leg?
I wouldn't keep the elusive man waiting.
I'll keep him waiting all I want to keep him waiting.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
I'm gonna go here and customize my gal. And he can wait all he wants. By the way, we has our default armor. We has the Cerberus assault armor, which is designed for shot tubes, or expected to turn the tide of. I forget. The problem is I can't see my stats. Actually, I don't think armor really has. I don't know. It should have stats actually. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, it's down, isn't it? So the server is designed for shock troopers. Tighter panel against creatures, of course, though, decimate north searches demanded. These things design shields and armor thick enough to last against the spear foe. And we charge for patches to no heavy weapon power, so basically, increases heavy weapon ammo capacity by 10%, increases shields, increases health. That also looks pretty meh. Collector Chetin armor. This armor was adapted from collector technology. Adapted for us. So that's from tougher than plastic fibers. Its organic construction allows it to be self-healing. And the muscle-like tissue that its movement ensures it's comfortable to wear despite its weight. So it has regeneration bonus, more speed and health. It also looks weird. Like The Blood Dragon armor is 70, region code for Open Combat Championship League. Got the logo of the Edmonton Blood Dragons. It's basically, hey, future Dragon Age armor. Increases your power, damage by 15%, and shield strength by 10%. So, But how the course of mankind armors are numbered, so the senators better such as fuck the gap and Shepard get well soon. Yeah, it's not bad if you want to. Well, frickin' black dragon armor. But anyway, what else do we have? The Terminus armor. I like the Terminus armor. Look at it. It's so nice. I just wish I could actually customize the colors for it. My black and red is pretty nice, but I just wish I could turn the colors the way I want. But it increases your storm speed and shields and increases all weapons reserve ammo, which isn't bad. Inferno armor. It's red. Negotiations. Taken by high power damage, storm speed. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, let's go back to our actual armor, the ones that we can actually customize. So. We could have a helmet. I'm not against that one. But I don't use powers really, so the recon hood is probably the one I would use if I could hide my helmet better, but yeah. Recharge. Delay before shields are regenerating. Headshot, weapon damage, and shields. Not bad. The problem is I can't hide the helmet, I don't think. So I want something that doesn't really interfere too much with our face. Probably that. So the N7 stuff increases things by like 3%. Yeah. Or we could wear the Kestrel's Torp sort of stuff, with melee weapon damage and shield. I mean, there's no reason not to wear it. It just makes all your stuff better, practically. Like, oh no, shield by 3%. Shield by 8. And we get one more. And we get even more heavy on ammo. Material. And not as glowy. Now then, here's one thing I dislike about this compared to Mass Effect 3 is Mass Effect 3 that you choose your color. This we just sort of scroll through here. There's pink. But something that annoys me is there isn't like a pink secondary color. But it could go black and red. Which I'm not against. We could go camo. But nah. And this looks fine. So of course we can change the colors of the lights, but we can't, so. Also casual armor. So it could be servers. We could be servers officer. We could be servers scientist. We could be whatever that is. I think Def ever uses that one. The renegade look. And it looks like we'll like we picked the what would it be? The Scoundrel class from Star Wars. But anyway. So I wish there was an option to hide helmets in this one, but there isn't. Compared to Mass Effect 2. I mean 3. And there's no real option to hide helmets, sadly. I think we still take it off during like most conversations and stuff. But I mean, yeah. I don't really like it. I mean, benefits, yeah, sure, strength. If I want full benefits, I'd use that, but it looks silly as shit, doesn't it? Like, I wouldn't mind that, but the problem is it hides my face. So let's just go with no helmet, why not? Now, which means we'll put on a default helmet, of course, when we're in space, but we would do that anyway if we had, like, a visor. We would probably cover it up anyway, so... Wait, we'll talk to the loose men in the Nets video. This one's gone on long enough, now that we're finally customized properly. Oh, we still haven't leveled up because we gained no experience in the mission. I know, right? We usually gain experience once the mission's complete, instead of from after enemies, which is a bit weird to be honest. But, you know, it's less RPG, more... less RPG than Mass Effect 1, basically. But anyway, we'll deal with things next time. Hope y'all have a nice day. Thank y'all, and have a nice day. I just went over myself. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all, and have a nice day. There we go.